Joining us now, and I'm delighted he's with us, Doug Schoen, Democratic pollster, former advisor to President Clinton. Doug, this is the truth I think the Democrats don't want to hear about Joe Biden, and it's coming out in these polls day after day. Is there a possibility of a plan B here, given how dire this looks?
Yes, I think there is, Laura. And plan B, as I conceive of it, and I think it's realistic, is that Joe Biden, in the face of more discouraging polls, meets with his family over the holidays and decides that for a variety of reasons, the polls, his age, his health, the investigations into himself now and Hunter Biden, he decides not to run. And plan B, and incredible as it may seem, is probably Kamala Harris.
Wait, my heart just skipped a beat. Kamala Harris? Okay.
It might,
right,
because she's more unpopular than he is. I know, Laura, but this is the Democratic Party of 2024, and your silence is entirely appropriate under the circumstances we face.
All right, Doug, we'll get back to that, I hope, in a moment. But I want to go over some of the specifics on where Trump is showing these significant gains over Biden. Sure. This is since October of 2020. Among independents, he's up 21%. Black voters, he's up 13%. With Hispanic voters, black voters, 15%. And 8 points with suburban voters. A lot of those suburban women taking a second look at Trump. So that type of erosion, and then you add in the youth vote, which, again, I kept looking back saying this has to be false. This can't be true. I don't see how a Kamala Harris comes in and turns that around. She's just a younger version of the same old bad policies that don't work.
I think that is right. And I think my party would do well to look well beyond Kamala Harris. But if at the 11th hour, so to speak, Joe Biden steps down, the filing dates in a lot of states are passed. The black leadership in the Democratic Party, which is responsible, after all, for the nomination and indeed election of Joe Biden, I think will insist that Kamala Harris be the nominee, and the process will effectively be wired for her. Gavin Newsom is the only one I think who would have an outside chance of contesting the nomination.
Well, and that's why he made the trip to Beijing, and he was there to welcome Xi. You know, he's a man who has a firm fitting on the international stage, et cetera. But Janet Yellen was asked, a very prominent cabinet member, of course, Treasury Secretary. She also went over to Beijing. She was asked about these poll numbers. This is what she said.
We're making considerable progress in bringing inflation down, but Americans do notice higher prices from what they used to be accustomed to. I think it's our job to explain to Americans what President Biden has done to improve the economy.
They keep thinking it's a messaging problem, Doug, but the fact of the matter is people are going to the pumps and going to the grocery stores, and they can buy less with the dollars that they're earning. They can't change that fact. No Janet Yellen attempt at, redoing the message lamely is going to change that.
It's not going to change it. I have said all along, as you are now saying, Laura, that to just believe they can explain the Inflation Reduction Act, which does nothing of the sort, is a fool's errand. It's not going to work. Bottom line, they need to change policies, tighten the southern border once and for all, acknowledge that problem, cut spending, reduce the size of government, take meaningful steps to reduce the deficit. Bottom line, I don't think it's going to happen in any chance it happens in this election year. But that's what the American people want, because the improvement you cited correctly is because people are facing economic stress with 20, 25, 30% higher prices due to the Biden policies of spend, spend, spend during the pandemic and as it was winding down.
And all too many Republican senators affirming that spending. Doug, thank you so much. Great to have your perspective tonight.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.